Hi, welcome to our Homestead series. We hope this will be of enjoyment and informative. We don't know everything, we don't do everything perfect, but what we do know works for us. In these economic times, people have been talking about a back to the land movement or getting back to a more simple way of life. The transformation from the comforts of city dwelling and our modern way can be a little different going back to the homestead. I won't say complicated, but there are some things some people should know. So I hope you enjoy this series. Thank you for watching. Okay, so not too long ago, actually I had a request to do a video about cast iron pans and how to restore them and how to maintain them. Most of us use these Teflon. That's kind of what we were raised with up through the 70s and up. And although Teflon, when they're brand new, are great, you know, the non-stick, you can use plastic on it, or actually have to. I haven't done a lot of research myself, but there's been studies showing that Teflon is not a good thing for you if you end up eating it as it wears down. And once it does wear down, of course, the pot is useless, and they're not cheap. You know, they're pretty expensive. We generally use cast iron. Now, we have used Teflon in the past, but some of these pans, literally, you know, sometimes they can be dated back to, you know, turn of the century in some cases. They, you know, they're pretty well bulletproof, literally, like they're indestructible. Some people are going to say the biggest downside with them is that the food tends to stick to them. If they're treated properly, actually, they're not that bad. They actually aren't too bad at all. The biggest thing is to keep them treated, and I'm going to show you what we do. This one here is not too bad. I might throw a coat on it next time. They do need periodic seasoning, you know, from time to time as you're scrubbing them or whatever, because you do need to clean them. Of course, I do like the fact that you can scrub them with steel wool and give it all you got. You're never going to ruin the pan. These ones here are due to be done again, like this one here. You can see it's getting a little lighter now, and there's just a shade of redness on it. You have to dry them right away if they're like this especially, or they will start to rust on you. So before I show you how I do it, this is an extreme. This one here, you know those projects that you promise your wife you're going to do? and it's like, okay, I think I started this in our apartment 7 years ago, and we moved in, and it ended up in that back of that summer kitchen I've been working on, and well, when I was tearing it all apart, I found it. So kind of triggered my memory. Anyway, so I'm going to do it now for her. I'm actually going to. This is it. It's going to happen tonight. Okay. You can see I actually started this with a wire brush in the apartment. Not that I really needed to, but I think this one may have got left outside, and I think that's why it was so bad on the outside. I think it was in our aunt's barn, wasn't it? With our stuff for storage. Yeah. And you bought this brand new? Yeah, I did. Yes, okay, so basically all I'm going to do is just take this steel wool and just give it some good elbow grease, and I'll show you that when I'm all done, what it's going to look like. Okay, now in the meantime, I'm going to start these pans here. I've got the oven on about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and all I do is use vegetable oil. Can some people use lard, I think? Yeah, you can use lard. Okay, but not salted butter. I'm just saying that because some people might not think of that. Even margarine, I don't know, maybe there's salt margarine, but you're best just to use vegetable oil, or corn oil, canola oil, olive oil, anything like that would work good. Not motor oil. No, lard's great. I mean, I'm a man, but not, so anyways, alright, so I just take some paper towel and just give it a nice layer. Mostly on the inside is what you're looking for, because that's where all of the scrubbing and whatnot is done. You can do the outside if you want, but this one here, see, we have one that has a date on it, but anyways, I just do most of the inside. You don't want too thick, because then it'll just take forever to bake in there for you. So you just want a nice layer like that to make it shiny, and just throw it in the oven. And I'll take it out maybe, well, I don't know, it could sit in there for even half an hour sometimes, depending. If you bake it too long, you'll actually bake the oil off of it. So you don't want to go too long with it, but if it's not long enough, it'll come out with the oil still wet, and then it's like, if it's still tacky, when you take it out, like say if you've painted something and you know that feeling when it's still tacky, then it needs to go back in. Otherwise all it'll do is absorb dust on you. And so, like I say, we quite frequently use these, and we'll pass these down to our kids. I mean, think of how many Teflon pans have we gone through, you would say, in 10 years? Like from when we first started, because we were using them.
Oh, tons of them. And I don't buy them anymore. I've replaced them, trying to replace them with steel and cast iron because they don't wear out.
Well, we haven't bought a Teflon pan in over 5 years.
Longer than that.
Like we had some in the apartment. When we first got our apartment, our very first apartment, I bought a nice set for you. And we might actually still have a saucepan left from that set somewhere. I'm not sure, but no, they don't. And they can't take the heat. If you have a cook stove, like a wood stove like we're putting in too, you'll find that those ones can't take that kind of heat and direct heat. These things, like I said, indestructible.
The glass pans don't work very well either. I used to have a set of glass ones, and they burn everything, and they don't like wood stoves either.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. You know what I tried to do in a wood stove once? Actually, it wasn't on a wood stove. This is when I was a bachelor, single, I had nothing else to do. I took an applesauce jar, because it was glass, right? You have glass pots, and I tried to boil water in it. It doesn't work. All right. Let's share that. Okay. So I got 3 of them in there. Seem to be missing one. It'll turn up somewhere. Oh, it's under here. Anyways, okay, show you where this. Yeah, that one there I just pulled out, and that's not too bad. Let's have a look here. One should stay in a bit longer, but they are hot. I'd like to see them stay in a little bit longer yet. Here's the pot that I've cleaned out now, and I've got it oiled. And I did this one on the outside too, because of course it hasn't been used in a long time, and that'll probably last it for a while. And I might even put 2 coats, but then this one here isn't going to be used for a lot of frying, so these ones generally don't get as much stuff stuck on the bottom with that. But yeah, that's it's not really that bad. I find them quite easily to maintain.
I love them.
Yeah, so you know. The only thing I will say, you know the thing with the wife taking a frying pan? They're a little heavier.
Remember the one that we saw at the Pioneer display?
I saw a cast iron frying pan that must have been this big around.
Yeah.
He said he could fit, what was it, 2 dozen or 3 dozen eggs in it?
I think it was 2 dozen.
It was huge. And I promised her I'd get one. I promised I'd get one when we get that other stove hooked up, because it would be useless on this one.
Yeah, it would be wonderful for pancakes or whatnot.
Yeah.
A big griddle.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's all I can show. Basically, this pot here, when the time it comes out, it's going to look just something like that, and then that should be good. Well, we'll probably get more than a few weeks out of it before I have to do anything with it again.
And the more often you season them, the darker black they get, and the more non-stick they get.
That's right. So if you keep doing it, it's better.
Yeah. Try to avoid using soap when you wash them too.
Yeah.
Generally, real hot water and metal scouring pad works great. And then re-season them when you're done. If you really need to use some soap, then make sure you dry it and season it right away, because it takes all the grease buildup off, and you have to start all over again.
Right. So, thank you for watching. I've baked it, and now as you can see, it's pretty near just as good as the rest of them, and it looks nice all the way around there. I'm not going to obviously touch it because it's about 400 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Okay, the other nice thing, of course, is that you can use these stainless or flippers. I bought these at the dollar store for $1. I've had these now for almost, I'd say 4, maybe 5 years, and they're still good, as opposed to the plastic ones that burn and wear out. So I hope you've enjoyed this part, and if you ever have any comments or anything or questions, just let us know and we'll see if we can help. Thanks for watching.